Hey, what's up, guys? I recently called into the David Pakman show in Boston, Massachusetts, and it was unplanned. I just happened to see a video on YouTube stating that he was about to start taking live calls. So I took a minute to form a good question in mind, and then I gave him a call and got right through. So my call did not have the most composed question because it was all spur of the moment.
Let's go back to the phones. I know there are lots and lots of people holding. Why don't we go to our caller from the 585 area code? Caller from 585, you're on the air.
Hi, is this me?
That's you. Who's this?
Hi, this is James from Rochester, New York.
All right, go ahead, James.
I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so I called to ask, in this day and age with this administration in place, it's hard for somebody who identifies as a Democrat or a progressive or a liberal, et cetera, whatever terminology somebody likes. It's hard for us to know what's the most important things for us to be focused on. And I'm asking that in the context of it's a given that voting is very important. But with this administration in place, it's hard to know, is there anything else that we should really be focused on besides just voting? For example, I don't get the impression that this is an administration that would be receptive to or responsive to getting emails or letters, et cetera, because it doesn't seem like there's the most basic structures really functioning in this administration. Such as, for example, the EPA. I hear about the EPA all the time,
Right.
cutting down regulations. So now they're actually against environmental protection.
James, I don't mean to rush you, but what's your question today?
Well, I mean, with this administration, they don't seem functional. The government doesn't seem functional. And what do we really focus on besides voting? I don't think they'd be responsive to getting emails or letters to say.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't seem like a functioning government altogether.
Right, yeah. So I would not waste my time writing letters to the White House. I would certainly not do that. I would vote, and then I would try to work on issues that don't depend on the Oval Office doing one thing or the other. You can work at the local level. You can work at the state level. You can work on issues like, I think ultimately the net neutrality, the overturning of the net neutrality repeal, I think ultimately will fail, but that's something where, you can lobby Congress. But yeah, I would not waste my time writing letters to the White House. That's not going to go anywhere.
Is there anything specific that you would really recommend, young progressives to be focused on right now besides just voting? Anything in particular?
I think the meta issues, right? So campaign finance, media ownership and net neutrality, an economic system that is more fair, I think, and climate change really are sort of like the four meta issues right now. If I wanted to say, I want to have like the highest level impact. So I would think about that, James. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the call.